My husband, he went to go help me. My Jeep is stuck in the back around the corner, and he's been shot in the head, please.
September 9th, 2016. A desperate 911 call pierces through the quiet Texas night. Police body cameras roll as first responders race to a dark, isolated road. What they find will expose a web of lies, betrayal, and murder that shocked an entire community. September 9th, 2016. Just before midnight, a terrified woman dials 911 from a lonely Texas farm road. She's gasping for air, barely able to form words. The dispatcher can hear pure terror in her voice. Officers race to the scene and discover a shocking sight. A young woman emerges from the darkness.
What's going on? My husband, he went to go help me. My Jeep is stuck in the back around the corner, and he's been shot in the head, please.
That's my husband's blood on me.
What's his name?
Robert Poynter.
Covered head to toe in mud and blood. Meet Chacey Poynter, age 29. Further down this isolated road lies her husband, Bob, a fire captain with 2 decades of service, bleeding out in her vehicle. Robert Poynter spent his career rescuing others, but on this night, no one could rescue him. Here's what makes this story incredible. Less than a day later, that sobbing wife would be behind bars, because the person screaming for help might just be the mastermind behind it all. Back at the crime scene, medics rush to help Chacey. She's in shock, blood splattered across her shirt and pants. Her story is simple.
Problems. I was coming to meet him at the Jackson Box so we could talk.
She was driving to meet Bob at a fast food place to discuss their rocky marriage. She took a wrong turn and got her car buried in the mud.
I don't ever take this road.
All right. What made you come down this one?
I missed my last one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did. I never been down this road before.
So she called her husband. Bob jumped in his truck and came to her rescue, because that's what he does. But while he was trying to free her vehicle, a stranger appeared and opened fire. At first glance, everything adds up. Bob's body is in the driver's seat, single gunshot to the head. No struggle, no robbery.
What happened?
I heard a shot, and the Jeep started rolling, and I didn't see anything, and I saw a shadow. That's all I saw. There was a man. There's a tall person. That's all I know.
Okay.
He was taller than me.
And what was he wearing?
Dark clothes is all I know. Dark.
Did you see any type of firearm, rifle, or anything like that in his hands?
No.
But investigators noticed something odd. If this was a random attack, why kill Bob but spare the only witness? And why does Chacey keep bringing up their marriage troubles?
It was stupid when we got married. I didn't want to be married anymore.
What do y'all fight over?
Here's the background. Bob and Chacey had been husband and wife for 7 years. He was much older, 47 to her 29. They shared a young daughter, Addison. From the outside, they seemed like a normal family. But that night, Chacey couldn't stop talking about how bad things had gotten between them. Detectives started wondering, was this really a stranger's crime? Or did the grieving widow have secrets? Down at headquarters, detectives start peeling back the layers of Chacey's life. What they discover is shocking. Turns out, Chacey had been living a double life. She was secretly involved with several different men, all contacted through social media. Her main affair was with Michael Garza, a truck driver in his late 30s. They'd been hooking up since the summer. To these men, Chacey painted herself as a victim. She claimed Bob was violent, controlling, and dangerous. But everyone who actually knew Bob tells a completely different story. His co-workers say he was calm and peaceful. Even his teenage daughter, who lived in their house, never witnessed any aggression. Then, investigators uncover something huge. Earlier that year, Chacey had talked Bob into updating his life insurance paperwork. Guess who became the sole beneficiary? The payout was nearly $700,000. But the real bombshell comes when they read Chacey's text conversations. She'd been sending some seriously disturbing messages about her husband. To one lover, she wrote about Bob. I wish something would happen to him at work. When the guy said he couldn't get involved, Chacey replied, I need someone who can make things happen. That someone turned out to be Michael Garza. The week before his murder, Bob and Chacey took a trip to Mexico, a last-ditch effort to save their marriage. But when they returned, Bob told a co-worker it had been a disaster. I just can't do this anymore. he reportedly said about their marriage. On September 8th, the day before he died, Bob contacted a divorce attorney on Facebook. His message was chilling in hindsight. "I'm thinking of a surprise attack." Bob's attack involved putting their house up for sale and fighting for custody of their daughter. For Chacey, this was unacceptable. From Mexico, Chacey had already been texting Garza, "He's coming after me sooner or later." Garza's response was immediate and violent, "I will shoot that dude." The day Bob contacted the divorce lawyer, Chacey made her decision. She texted Garza, "I made up my mind." The plan was simple, but deadly. Chacey would lure Bob to a remote location under the pretense of talking about their marriage. They were supposed to meet at a Jack in the Box restaurant to discuss their problems. But Bob would never make it to that restaurant. So here's what really happened that night. Chacey didn't get lost on her way to meet Bob. She deliberately drove to that isolated farm road. She got her car stuck on purpose. Then she called Bob and begged him to come help her. It was the perfect trap. Bob, being the good guy he was, rushed to help his wife. What he didn't know was that Michael Garza was already hiding in the darkness, waiting with a gun. Let me walk you through September 9th, 2016, Bob Poynter's last day alive. That morning, Bob woke up determined. He'd already contacted the divorce lawyer. Today, he was going to tell Chacey it was over. Bob went to work as usual at the University Park Fire Department. His captain later said Bob seemed focused but stressed, like he had something big on his mind. Around 3 p.m., Bob called his daughter Natalie from his first marriage. "I'm meeting Chacey tonight," he told her. "Hopefully we can end this without a big fight." Meanwhile, Chacey was busy coordinating with Michael Garza.
Whose house was that?
Michael Garza.
Are you and Michael Garza dating or anything like that? Do y'all have a relationship?
Yes.
Phone records show they exchanged over 30 text messages that day. "Are you sure about this?" Garza texted her at 2:15 p.m. "He's trying to take my daughter away," Chacey replied. "I can't let that happen." At 7 p.m., Chacey texted Bob, "Let's meet at the Jack in the Box on Highway 66. We need to talk." Bob agreed. He thought they were going to have a civilized conversation about their divorce and custody arrangements. But Chacey had other plans. At 8:45 p.m., she deliberately drove past the restaurant and onto that muddy back road. She positioned her car in the deepest part of the mud and gunned the engine until she was completely stuck. At 9:10 p.m., she called Bob in tears. "Baby, I'm so sorry. I got confused and took a wrong turn. I'm stuck and it's so dark out here. I'm scared." Bob didn't hesitate. "Stay in the car, lock the doors. I'm coming to get you." As Bob drove toward that isolated road, he had no idea he was driving into an ambush that his own wife had set up. Michael Garza was already in position, hidden in the trees with a shotgun. Bob arrives at the muddy back road and sees Chacey's car stuck deep in the ruts. The road is too rough for his truck, so Bob parks about 50 yards away and walks to where Chacey is waiting. As Bob concentrates on freeing the vehicle, Michael Garza steps out from behind a large tree about 15 feet away. One shotgun blast to the right side of Bob's head. The 47-year-old fire captain dies instantly. Now comes the performance of Chacey's life. She runs to the car, cradles Bob's head, and gets his blood all over her clothes. She kicks off her high heels and throws them into the brush. She needs to look like she ran for help. Chacey runs barefoot down the muddy road, deliberately falling and getting herself covered in dirt. Meanwhile, Michael Garza disappears back into the darkness. 10:05 p.m. Chacey makes the call that will make her famous. The first officers on scene find exactly what Chacey wanted them to find: a traumatized wife and what appears to be a random crime. Paramedics rush to treat Chacey while crime scene investigators begin processing what they think is a robbery gone wrong. But Detective Mark McAdams notices something strange. For someone who just witnessed a random murder, Chacey seems awfully prepared with explanations about why she and Bob were out there. Detective McAdams starts questioning Chacey more thoroughly.
I loved him. I really did love him. We've had a lot of issues in our marriage.
Something about her behavior is bothering him. She keeps bringing up their marriage troubles, even though she should be focused on the random attack. "We had problems."
I just didn't want him dead. I wanted him to know what it's like to be bullied all the time.
She keeps saying. Bob was controlling. He had anger issues.
It's stupid when we got married. I didn't want to be married anymore.
What do y'all fight over?
But when Detective McAdams asks for specifics, Chacey's story gets fuzzy. She can't give concrete examples of Bob's supposed abuse. Meanwhile, other officers are interviewing Bob's family and co-workers. Everyone describes him the same way: gentle, kind, non-confrontational. The real breakthrough comes when investigators get a warrant for Chacey's phone records. What they find changes everything. Hundreds of text messages with multiple men, photos she'd been sending to her lovers, dating app conversations. But the most damning evidence is her conversations with Michael Garza. Messages going back months, talking about getting rid of Bob. On September 10th, just 24 hours after Bob's murder, police arrest Michael Garza at his apartment. They find a shotgun in his closet. Ballistics tests later prove it's the murder weapon. In the interrogation room, Garza initially denies everything, but faced with the evidence, the text messages, the gun, witnesses who saw his truck, he starts to crack.
I'm telling you, man, this girl was good at what she did. She always told me that Robert was abusive to her.
She told me he was beating her, Garza finally admits.
I think you're full of crap. I want her
I'm
to pull
telling
the
you,
trigger.
I don't know who pulled the trigger.
See, I think you do, and that's the problem.
No, I don't.
Armed with Garza's statement and the mountain of evidence, police arrest Chacey Poynter on September 11th. The grieving widow act is over. Now she's facing a murder charge. In her last police interview, Chacey finally admits the truth.
I think you're full of crap. I want her
I'm
to pull
telling
the
you,
trigger.
I don't know who pulled the trigger.
See, I think you do, and that's the problem.
No, I don't.
Who killed your husband? Who shot Robert? Can you say that louder for me, please?
I did.
I never wanted Bob to die, she claims. I just wanted him to back off. Michael was supposed to scare him, not kill him.
I just didn't want to.
But the evidence tells a different story. At trial, prosecutors paint a picture of a cold, calculating woman who manipulated multiple men and orchestrated her husband's murder for money. Michael Garza, guilty of murder, sentenced to 99 years in prison. Chacey Poynter, guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, life sentence. Bob Poynter was laid to rest with full firefighter honors. The next time you see someone desperately calling 911, remember Chacey Poynter. Sometimes the most dangerous person at a crime scene is the one who called it in. This has been Crimemetrics. If this case shocked you, hit that like button and subscribe for more true crime stories.